Hey guys, what is up? My name is Golden Gabe and welcome back to a brand new video on the channel. Now today I'm going to be showing you the best ways to earn easy and quick profit on Roblox in 2018. Okay, so before we get started, you're going to need three main things in order to profit on Roblox. So these three things are Builders Club. Now, if you're going to upgrade now, if you don't have Builders Club already, I recommend buying the cheapest Builders Club, which is Classic, because Classic is the cheapest one, and it's basically going to do the same thing that all the others do. The second requirement is at least 1,000 Robux. Now, if we go ahead and go into the catalog and go over to collectibles, we can see that a lot of them are pretty pricey. So I recommend having at least 1,000 Robux to grab the best high demand small limiteds that you can. If you have more than 1,000 Robux, that's obviously going to be better. But I think you need to have at least 1,000 Robux to have good limited. Now for the third and last requirement is a plugin called Roblox Plus. Now Roblox Plus is unfortunately only for Google Chrome. So if you have Firefox or any other browser, it will not work. So I will leave the link in the description for the extension so you can download it. Okay, so in this tutorial, we'll be focusing on how to get rich from limiteds and how to get profit from high demand small items. On this profile, I have 100k Robux and I have only 5k wrap, I think, on this account. But on my main account, which is this one, Enqrypted, I have a lot more wrap and value. So if you don't know, there's a website called rbx.rocks so that you can find how many value and how much recent average price you have on your account. So as you can see, I have this much recent average price and this much value on my account. So as you can see, I have a pretty good amount of Robux. So I'm going to be showing you how find which limiteds are good for grabs and how to profit from them. So currently, if we go into collectibles, we can see if we sort by relevance, it will show you the most bought items on Roblox. No, this is not exactly accurate, so I recommend going to best selling and putting it past week. So you see the recently most bought items. So these are pretty good right now. They came out for 25 Robux and they raised pretty much like 4 times. This one raised a lot more than 4 times. This one is 400, was 100. So if you grabbed a lot of these, you can have easy profit. Now, if you didn't grab these, it's alright. You can still grab them right now by the time I'm making this video, and you'll still profit. But what I recommend doing is getting high demand items like this. This chill cap, as you can see, was 15 Robux when it came out, and it has a lot of sales on it, but it's still going pretty good. It's actually selling for 1,000 Robux, so that's actually a lot more than 15 Robux of its original price. That's because a lot of people want this item because of the ODR demand. So if you don't know what the ODR demand is, it's basically when there's a lot of people on Roblox who want to buy a lot of these cool expensive limiteds which make their character look a lot better, and this is one of them. So even though this has a lot of sales, even though it's not that rare, people still buy this because a lot of people want this. So I recommend still buying this. It's gonna profit for sure. I recommend buying this because by Christmas I'd say it'd go for 3 to 5,000 Robux by then. So you have profited a lot if you bought like 10 of these, especially. If you only have 1,000 Robux, I recommend going for this one unless it raised and you just don't have enough for it. If you have more than 1,000 Robux, here are my recommendations. So I recommend using the hoarding method so that you can get a lot with the same item that you believe is going to raise in the future, and then sell it when it's more expensive than you first bought it. So for example, my recommendations are the super duper fly cap, the beautiful hair, space hair, and the catching snowflake. So if we go into these limiteds, this super duper fly cap was first originally sold for 1,000 Robux, now it's selling for almost 4k. And the best part about this item is because it has really high demand and it also has only 10,000 copies of it. So in the future it's going to go raise a lot because of the fact that there's a lot of demand and there's not a lot of sales on it. It's not a lot of copies. So it's going to raise for sure in the future. So if you hoard this item, it's going to go up by a lot. By Christmas, I'd say it'd be almost 10k if not more. So I really recommend buying this item if you can. Another item that I think is going to raise is the beautiful space hair. So this hair came out as a non-limited, I believe, and then Roblox made it limited, and by the time it became limited, there was almost 40k copies of it sold. So it's not that rare, but compared to other hats, it's pretty rare. So I recommend grabbing this because it's really high demand and it's going to raise in the future for sure. I'd say by Christmas it'll be more than 10k. If it's not, I'll be surprised. Now the last item that I have is the catching snowflakes. This was actually a pretty surprising face for me because I didn't think Roblox would do this, because basically a budget version of the prankster face on Roblox. If you don't know, the prankster phase is a really expensive phase on Roblox. It goes for around 100,000 Robux. It's basically the same thing except it has a snowflake on the tongue. So if you take a look at this, there were 20,000 copies sold, which is really surprising because it was only 75 Robux. And now it's raised to 3.4k and is going to go up a lot. By Christmas, since this is kind of a Christmas themed item, as you can see, there's this snowflake. I think it's going to raise to a maximum of 10k, so you can easily triple your profit if you buy like 10 of these or something like that. So you can always like make a good profit from something like this. Now that you know which items will go limited and which items will profit the most, I'm going to be showing you how to know if new items come out, how to know if they're going to do good. So there's three features that you need to know if an item will do good. Let's grab an example. Okay, so as you can see, I've picked out two limiteds. One of them is a good limited, as you can see here, and the second one is a pretty bad limited, and I'm going to explain how to figure out how it's bad and how it's not bad. So this one has pretty much a ton of sales, as you can see. It came out in 2014, and for that time, it had tons of people buying it. So basically, how you know if an item is going to do good is with supply and demand. So this item has a lot of supply. There's a lot of sales. So the more supply it has, the worse it's going to do. Now the demand is really important because if an item has a lot of demand, people are going to want it more. So it's going to raise and be more expensive in the future. This one, the bad thing about this one is that it has a lot of supply, but not a lot of demand. So there's more copies than people want. So they're not gonna raise in the future. An item that will raise in the future is the Sinister Branches. Now, as you can see, this has a lot of supply in it. That is not always good, but in this case, there is potential. The reason for that is the huge amount of demand that this item has. If you don't know, this has a lot of dear demand because a lot of people on Roblox want to wear this item. So they are going to try to get their hands on this no matter what. As you can see, a lot of people are selling it right now. It's going to raise in the future. I'd say it's going to be around 7k by Christmas. And I say um, by Christmas because Christmas is the time when a lot of kids get Christmas presents on Roblox and get a lot of Robux, and they spend this Robux on limiteds like this. So this item is definitely going to raise in the future, so I recommend getting your hands on this. So those are the basic ways of how to get profit on Roblox in 2018. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please leave a like on this video and subscribe if you haven't already. Turn on post notifications, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.